www.newtoboss.com. My name is Ty. The video that we have right now is still a part of the video tutorial series for Huawei HG521 EchoLife combo modem router, which I just got from Buy and Tell from Buying DSL. That's my DSL provider. The old modem that I'm using is a ZTE ZXV10W300 series, and again, as I've repeatedly been saying with the past videos I created, I'm not saying that ZTE ZXV10W300 is not working anymore. It's just that I've had a new modem with them. In case your new modem on your part would be the ZTE ZXV10W300S, then and you're trying to make changes, trying to configure your own, then look that up on the playlist that we have. We have a separate video playlist tutorial for a ZTE modem in there. But right now, the modem that we have is Huawei HG521 EchoLife Home Gateway Combo Router. It's a router and a modem all in one. Well, the separate modem router thing was a little bit, a prototype or an older version way back. So right now, what you're actually getting are combos having a modem and router in one single device. So with this video right now, what I'd like to share to you is how you can make changes or input your WAN or your connection type with your DSL provider. It's already given when when you just subscribe for a new connection, a technician would come by your house and then they're going to be working on with that. But maybe you're just trying to change your modem. You just purchased a new modem with them, and you're trying to do things on your own. You're trying to replace your old modem. Of course, you'd want to configure that first and match the WAN type or wide area network type or your internet connection type to make it work with your current network. What you'd want to do first is to open up your browser right here and type in your gateway 192.168.1.1. If you don't know how to do, if you can't pull up any page, let's press enter. If you can't see any page like this, if it says in there connection timed out, page cannot be displayed, just open up your run command, type in cmd, and try to type in ipconf5g IP configuration. They're looking for something that says default gateway on this part. IPv4 address, subnet, default gateway. Your gateway should be 192.168.1.1. If nothing's coming up in here, but it says in here 10.1, then probably you might want to type in 10.1 in here. So it's just basically matching the gateway. This is your key. It means that you're trying to access that device on this gateway. Alright, so we have an advanced tutorial on checking gateways, resetting so you could get a default gateway. We have a separate video on that on the list of playlists that we have. Just look that up in there. Right now, again, what I'd like to help you out is changing the connection type or trying to configure your internet connection type for a Huawei HG521 modem router. Username, be sure you're logging in as admin, because with this modem you are given two options: an administrator and a user. If you are a user, you cannot make any changes, just view all the status in there. But if you're logged in as admin, then administrator privileges, you can make changes and add, change, and everything. Password, just try to key in whatever password that let me type in really slowly. There you go. It's going to give you device information right here. Go straight to something that says status. Go to WAN, W-A-N in there. Then you can check your connection type in here. But right now, again, go to DSL, and it says in there no signal, line standard 000. The reason why, because I'm just connected through RJ45 right now. RJ11 cords are not connected because I'm trying to configure this. So if you have your RJ11 connected and you have an active connection, you would see things in here or values in here. So go to LAN right here, LAN, and that's going to be the IP address 192.168.1.1. And that's the status, all right? You're just checking things in there, but you can't make changes in there. If you want to make changes, go to basic right here, and I got something that says when. Wide area network connection, this is your internet connection type. Go down to something. I'm not gonna make mention of the things that you really won't need on this router. It's, I could say the modem, the Huawei HG521 is a little bit advanced, really. So there are a lot of things in there that you would see that a common person would not really be making changes with, right? This is for sort of like advanced people that's trying to use the connection for routing, internet radio, server, ISP broadcast, and others, right? WAN connection says in there enabled. If you uncheck that, that means that you don't want to use the modem function of your router, right? Again, you just would want to make that as a router, or probably a switch or a bridge. So again, WAN connection should be checked right there. And service list, just give it the name that says internet right there. Connection type IPOE or dynamic host configuration protocol. That's the one that I'm subscribed with right now. 2 years or 3 years ago, I'm using a PPPoE connection. Bring this down. Go to connection type. Click on that. It says PPPoE in there. PPPoE is the one that requires a username and a password. All right, you're going to be typing in a username and a password so that you can access that username and password is going to be provided to you by your DSL provider. The reason why they're giving you a username and password because they're trying to let you access through to their network. But right now, I'm just subscribed to a different connection, which is dynamic host configuration protocol. Every time they refresh, every time I refresh, they're going to be sending out a new set of IP addresses for me to connect. All right, but again, if you're PPPoE, change that. Go down to something that says username and password. You could type that in there. Username, let's say new to boss, password, the password that was given. Oh, sorry. Username should be like BuyandDSL1 and password. Type in the password that they provided you with. With PPPoE connection types, again, you would need first, before making changes on this, if you're familiar with your connection, which, like, if you are a lot of times making changes, you would know if you were PPPoE or dynamic or static IP or bridge type. But if you're not familiar yet, or just to be sure, just give them a call your provider, ask what connection type you are actually subscribed with. If they say you are with PPPoE, then enable this. Connection type should be changed to PPPoE, and IPv4, enable that. Again, this is for advanced people. Just give it a check in there. You could use IPv4, IPv6. It's gonna be all right. And NAT should be enabled. This is the routing function too of your router. And service type. Sorry, I mentioned that I'm not going to mention all those advanced. Alright, let me go back. Just concentrate with WAN connection. Click on enable. Connection type should be PPPoE. Since you have IPv4 in here, just click on that. You still can pull up an IPv4 address. IPv6 is going to be okay. Not much saturated yet. Go down to authentication mode auto. Connection trigger always on. Always on because you're not actually on a dial-up. Username should be the username that was given to you by your provider. If you're with some other regions, maybe BuyandDSL or maybe what country you are in, just call that. The password, just type in the password here and just go click on submit. Alright? But if you are with the connection type that I have, which is dynamic, just click on IPOE and go back to WAN connection. Enable. If you call your provider and they say you're with a dynamic connection or DHCP, then okay, thank them, thank you. Go back here and enable this. Go down to connection type IPOE, IPv4 enabled, address type DHCP. All right. Again, you're with a dynamic address. Dynamic is a changing address. It's not sticking into one static address. Oop, let me go back, admin, and let me type my. This is what I love about this modem really. It's going to time out and let you and log you out. Alright, so because you're not making changes yet. Alright, and there you go. Let me just explain a little. A good thing about device that's timing out if you're logged in. Maybe somebody called you and you forgot that you're logged into a modem and somebody sits on your disk and he can make changes. But to a point that you leave, maybe 5 or 6 minutes, you're not coming back yet, then it's gonna log you out. Even though any person would sit on your desk, they cannot access that anymore because they don't know your password. So that's one good thing about devices that times out. And let's go back down to address type again, DHCP, and just click on something that says submit in there. Alright, again, when connection enable, IPv4 yes, IPOE for the connection type, address type DHCP, and just click on submit. Alright, and one more that I would like to share to you. If you're using a static IP address, static IP is sort of the irony of DHCP. DHCP is again dynamic. Every time the server refreshes their internet connection, you're going to be getting a different IP. Every time you refresh on your point, refresh on the parallel connection with them. Let's say your IP today is 201.200 something, and a little bit later it's a little bit different, and tomorrow it's going to be different. Alright? But it's going to be on the same range or subnet range. But with static IP, what you'd want to do is again WAN connection type. Sorry, let me emulate that. You called your provider. Your provider said, "Oh, you're with a static IP address." Ah, I see. What do I need for that? Please do get a pen and paper and write down all the addresses that you're going to be needing. Alright? They're going to give you probably like three addresses. Subnet, gateway, and no, sorry. They're going to be giving you a set of IP addresses that you have to input. I was thinking of the private address. They're going to give you a public address that you have to input on your router. So get a pen and a paper, write all the things that you need. You could tell them, "Oh, I'm using a static IP. Can you please provide all the IP addresses that I'm gonna be needing?" Let me just get a pen and a paper and write everything. After so, go back and try to make changes here. When connection enable, connection type IPOE, address type instead of DHCP, just try to change that with static IP address. If you click on static, it's going to give you IP address right here. Type that in there, the one that you just asked from your provider. Subnet mask, type that in there. Default gateway, type that in there. Primary and secondary DNS, type that in there. Alright, and go down to something that says submit and refresh everything. Refresh your computer, like turn off and turn it back on, turn off your modem, turn it back on, and try if you can access internet. Alright. Again, for some other video tutorials about a Huawei HG521 EchoLife home gateway combo modem router, you can just check out the list of the videos that we have. I'm going to be creating a playlist for that, so it's going to be packed in on one video playlist. You can just check that and search everything in there. Again, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/noodleworks and help us make it grow. Watch the videos that we have, and maybe you could go to our website, www.noodleboss.com. Again, my name is Ty. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you back in the next video. Got a lot of videos for this Huawei modem, so check that out. Thanks for watching.